presenting the transcription feature, Superman. Up in the sky. Look! It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's Superman. Superman. Mighty visitor from another world who came to Earth when the planet Krypton was destroyed by quakes and explosions. Superman, who can bend steel in his bare hands, leap tall buildings at a single bound, race a speeding bullet to its target, and who walks about among human beings as champion of the weak and the oppressed in his character of Clark Kent, news reporter. As our story opens today, Kent has returned from dealing with the Denelli gang of racketeers, has taken up his routine duties in the office of the Daily Planet. Already a new and thrilling assignment lies just ahead. So far, Kent knows nothing about it. We find him at his desk, knocking out a story on his typewriter, while Jimmy Olsen, the Planet's copy boy, hangs around in open admiration.
Hi, Mr. Kent. Anything I can do for you?
Huh? Oh, no. No, thanks, Jimmy.
Doing a follow-up on the Denelli story?
No, this is something else.
Oh. Wouldn't be anything about that airplane story, would it?
What was that about an airplane story?
Gee, didn't you see it? All about them planes crashing down at Bridger Field out west? Boy, it's keen.
Oh, guess I missed it. What's so keen about planes crashing? That's pretty serious.
Oh, I didn't mean it that way. It's just that I go for anything about planes.
Wow, budding pilot, eh?
You said it, Mr. Kent. The minute I get old enough.
Well, you've got quite a while to wait, Jim. Beat it now. Go somewhere else while I finish this story.
Okay, Mr. Kent. But if I ever get a chance to fly, I'm telling you, the Daily Planet will need another copy boy.
Kent. Clark Kent.
Calling me, Mr. White?
Yeah. Come in my office a minute, will you? I got somebody here I want you to meet.
Sure thing. Coming right along.
Close the door and pull up a chair. Kent, this is Mr. Hamlin of the National Air Service. Flew for Uncle Sam during the war. Manages private transport service now.
How do you do, Mr. Hamlin?
Glad to know you, Mr. Kent.
You're not handling anything important now, are you, Kent?
No, sir. Now that the Denelli gang is cleaned up.
Fine. Hamlin's going back west to Bridger Field tomorrow, and you're going with him.
Bridger Field?
You look a little startled, Mr. Kent.
You've seen the stories, Kent?
Well, I've been hearing about them.
5 crashes of planes in 2 weeks. That's right, isn't it, Ed?
6.
Oh, yes, 6. In the space of the past 2 weeks, Kent, one of the most remote, least known airports in the country, 6 brand new transport planes have come down in flames.
What? All of them?
Every single one, Mr. Kent.
Oh, what's the answer?
Well, that's what we'd like to find out. Mr. Hamlin's a friend of mine, and I've told him you're a little bit more than the average reporter. Not much more, but a little.
Giving you quite a build-up, Mr. Kent.
If there's a story out there, Kent, you get it.
And if you can find out at the same time what's happening to our plane...
Great Scott, Mr. Hamlin. You mean to say you don't know?
Mr. Kent, we haven't the faintest idea. The thing's weird, unbelievable.
But what about the pilots, the men on board? What do they say?
So far, there haven't been any survivors.
What?
It's more than an accident, Kent. It's design. Cold and deliberate and deadly.
Mr. White, what makes you say that?
Go on, Ed. Tell him what you told me yesterday.
Know anything about Bridger Field, Mr. Kent?
No, not a thing, except that it's way out in the southwest Rockies.
Right. Most desolate country in the world. Down near the border, and completely surrounded by rocks and ravines and miles of desert. If a plane comes down anywhere except on the field, well, it cracks up, that's all.
But these planes, the ones you're talking about...
I'm getting to that. I just wanted to explain the lay of the land first.
Is the field near any town, Ed?
20 miles, more or less. Del Rio is just over the border.
What's at Del Rio?
Oh, the usual thing. Gambling joints, racetrack. Oh, yes, the circus.
The what?
Well, it's one of our amusements. It's the Lawbeck Tent Show. Ever hear of it?
No, not me.
Well, it's not a very big one, but it comes every year, and it saves us from dying of boredom. That is, it did until 2 weeks ago.
What happened then?
First of the accidents.
Oh.
Since then, we've not been bored.
Excuse me, Mr. White. Telegram from Mr. Hamlin.
Oh, yes, thank you. I told them I'd be here. You'll excuse me, will you, gentlemen? Great heavens.
Ed, what's the matter?
It's another accident.
Yes, another accident. Another plane crashed in flames. Everyone killed. Just as it approached the field.
Ed, what's going on out there?
Wait a minute, look here. I've changed my mind. I said we'd go back tomorrow.
Ready whenever you are, Mr. Hamlin.
This business can't go on. It's devilish, inhuman. There's something behind it. Kent, I'm going to Bridger Field today. If you want to come along, Kent, well, meet me at the city airport in 1 hour. What's the time, Kent?
4 o'clock. Be daylight pretty soon now. Now you can see it getting lighter in the east already.
Following wind. Another 2 hours and we're there. This ship of mine is fast. I only hope nothing else has happened in the meantime.
Well, go on with what you were saying, Mr. Hamlin.
Oh, yes, about the plane.
Yes.
I didn't tell you everything, Kent.
No?
No, I've been saving this for the last. I didn't want you to think I'd gone crazy, lost my mind.
What is it?
Well, in those 6 crashes, when we went out and examined the wreckage, there wasn't a trace of a motor.
What?
No, I don't expect you to believe it, but it's true. The engines of every one of those 6 planes simply vanished into thin air. And that's one of the reasons I say this whole business is any accident. It's been planned, and someone's behind it. But who is he, Captain? What's he trying to accomplish? What was that?
What happened? Hey, there's a hole in the window. Something went through the glass.
Take a look back in the baggage compartment, will you, Kent? If there's anything wrong,
Something may be loose. That might have been a bolt.
Call back if you find anything.
Mr. Kent! Mr. Kent!
What the...
Hey,
Mr. Hamlin, there's someone aboard.
What's that?
Mr. Kent, I'm in the baggage compartment. Open the
Hamlin,
door.
we've got a stowaway. Jimmy Oates.
Don't be sorry, Mr. Kent. I sneaked on board at the airport, Mr. Kent, and I just had to come.
You mean to say you've been hiding in there all the way?
I wouldn't have come out now, only something's happened. I had to tell you.
What are you talking about?
Mr. Kent, there's a plane coming up behind. Coming up fast, and they're shooting at us.
What?
I tell you, they are. Didn't you hear the bullet a minute ago? Look, out and back. You can see your wing lights.
You're right. There is a plane back there.
And they're shooting with a machine gun.
Come on, Jimmy. Climb out of that compartment. Something's happened to Mr. Hamlin.
Jiminy, the plane.
Spinning. It's out of control. Quick. Mr. Hamlin.
What's he doing?
Mr. Hamlin. Listen. Jimmy, Mr. Hamlin's been shot. One of those bullets. Here, quick. Help me get him out of there. I've got to get to those controls.
Mr. Kent, can you fly?
Yes, enough to land this plane. Quick.
I got him.
That's it. I'll lay him on the floor here.
Quick, Mr. Kent. Grab the controls. Bring her out of that spin.
All right, Jimmy. You look after Mr. Hamlin. I can handle her.
Oh, boy, that's it, Mr. Kent. You got her.
What about that other plane? Where is it?
Hey, Mr. Kent, they're shooting again. They're right on our tail. They're trying to get over us, Mr. Kent. What do we do?
Not much we can do while I'm sitting here. Jimmy, didn't I see a rifle in the baggage compartment?
There is one. Do you want it?
Bring it here, fast. There's just a chance.
Here you are, Mr. Kent.
Look here, Jimmy. You said you wanted to fly. Well, now's your chance.
What do you mean?
More bullets. They'll get us any second now. Quick, Jimmy. Slip in here and take the controls. Hold her just as she is. Can you do it?
I'll sure try. Give me the stick.
Just as she is now.
Hey, Mr. Kent, where are you going?
I'm going to take that rifle and climb out on the wing. If there's any shooting being done, I guess we can do it as well as they can. Stay with it now, Jimmy. Hang on to those controls and don't lose your nerve.
I'll be all right.
Now then, out on the wing. Good thing it's dark. I wouldn't want Jimmy to see his friend Clark Kent take a header into space as Superman, which is just what he's going to do. Out we go. Out and back. Faster. Faster. I think I'll just take one fast dive at their propeller. Here we go. That does it. Down they go. I'll just dive down after them and find out what this is all about. Jimmy. What's the matter with Jimmy? Our plane's going down to us in a tailspin. Gotta get back there. Up we go. Up, and faster.
Mr. Kent! Mr. Kent, come back! Mr. Kent!
All right, Jimmy. Here I am. What's the matter?
The plane! It's spinning. It's out of control.
What's wrong? Wait, Scott, where'd that oil come from?
Take the stick. We're going down.
Move over. That's it. I have it.
Mr. Kent, that oil. All over the glass. I can't see it.
The broken line. Sprays over everything. Can't go far this way.
The motor. It's missing, Mr. Kent. We've got to land.
Hang on, Jimmy. Don't lose your nerve. We'll go as far as we can this way, and then we'll see.
Mr. Kent, the motor, it's getting worse. It'll stop running any second now. Listen. Mr. Kent, what about it now? How are we doing?
Can't tell you, Jimmy. We're losing altitude all the time. No telling how much longer we can keep up airspeed.
It's still pretty dark.
How's Mr. Hamlin doing?
I don't know, Mr. Kent. He's moaning a little now and then, but he's not conscious.
Take another look below. See if you see anything.
Not yet. Wait a minute. I do see something. Mr. Kent, it's a light. And there's a light off to the left. There's two sort of streaks out in front of it.
What are you talking about? Where?
Look, don't you see it?
Great Scott, Jimmy, that's a railroad. What you see is the headlight of a train, and those streaks are the tracks.
We're right over it, Mr. Kent. That is, we're over the tracks. The train's back a little ways, but she's coming right along.
All right. I can't see much with this oil all over the window, but here goes. Stand by, Jimmy. Grab hold of something. I'm putting her down.
Gee, Mr. Kent, I hope we don't crack up. We hit. We made it.
Jimmy, we've landed. Half a minute now till I bring it to a standstill. Look out for Hamlin.
Boy, that was perfect, Mr. Kent. I never even got a bump.
Grab hold of that flashlight. Out you go now, quick. Open the door and jump down.
Mr. Kent, there she comes.
Thank heavens we're near the tracks. Run for it, Jimmy. Wave that light. Wave it in circles.
Mr. Kent, they'll never see us. They won't stop.
Yes, they will. Now, here we are. Now then, stand just where you are and wave that light. They see us. They see us.
Hey, anybody back there? What's going on?
Hi there. Gee, I'm certainly glad you stopped.
What's that? Who are you?
Listen, I flagged down the train. We've just had a forced landing in an airplane. 2 men and a boy. Where is he, anyhow? Jimmy! Jimmy!
Here, Mr. Kent. Gee, they certainly stopped after all, didn't they?
Hey, listen. You say an airplane. Who are you, anyhow?
I'm a newspaper reporter on my way to Bridger Field. This is my assistant.
Oh, boy.
Just a little way back, you'll find a wounded pilot in the plane.
What's your name?
Well, what's that got to do with it? But you must know it's Kent. Clark Kent.
Of the Daily Planet and the best guy in the business.
Now, listen, mister. Never mind about our pedigrees. We've got to get our pilot to the nearest hospital. He's hurt.
Hospital?
Yes.
There's a hospital at Del Rio. That's where we're going.
Well, lend us a hand, will you? We don't want to hold you up any more than we have to.
Here comes your gang, mister.
Oh, come on, man. You look as if you'd seen a ghost.
Mister, our plane's right near the tracks, and Mr. Hamlin needs help. Let's go.
I don't let him get away. All right. Yes. Put him over the side there. The brakeman of the circus train looks as if he'd seen a ghost, and perhaps he has. For some time later, when Jimmy and Kent are safely aboard, with the wounded Mr. Hamlin in a bunk and the circus train again on its way, the brakeman slips into a small, specially soundproof compartment which contains a shortwave two-way radio. He speaks with a strange and little-known figure in Del Rio, the silent man who handles animals for the Lawbeck Tent Show, who is known as Professor Hagen. Listen.
You say the man and the boy are aboard the train now?
And the pilot. There was 3 of them. The pilot looks like he'd been shot.
And so he was. He was trailed all the way east. And when he started back with that reporter, we sent a special plane to follow them and bring them down.
Boss, what's up?
Never mind. Something may happen at any moment. Great events are moving toward Bridger Field, my friend.
What do you mean?
Your job is where you are. The man, Kent, must not arrive. You understand?
I understand.
You say there's a boy?
Yeah. He had a boy with him when we picked him up.
Very well. Possibly you might show the boy and Kent the animals.
Huh? Show him the animals? You mean on board the train?
Precisely, Balto. Show them the snakes. Show them the gorilla. Yes, the gorilla will do very nicely. In a car by himself, isn't he?
Boss, listen, he's dangerous. He's half crazy.
Excellent, Balto. Make sure of his cage door. You understand what I mean?
The cage door? I don't get you.
Before you let the man and the boy enter the gorilla's car, make sure of the cage door. Leave the latch off. That's all, Balto.
I get you. I'll make sure. Is that all?
That's all. Report what happened.
Gee, do you mean to say we can really look at the animals?
Sure, why not?
Gosh, isn't he a swell guy, Mr. Kent?
Well, he's certainly doing the honors, all right.
What's your name, mister?
Baldo. They call me Baldo. Watch out for the door.
Say, what are we stopping for? We are stopping, aren't we?
Yeah, we're stopping all right. Reckon we take on water here.
Gee, this open car is funny. Where's the gorilla?
Just ahead. He's got a car all to himself.
What's his name?
Jojo.
Is he very wild?
Wild? Jojo? Say, mister, he's so tame he eats right out of my hand.
Gee, What's that?
That's Jojo.
Hey, he doesn't sound tame.
Oh, he's just having fun. He's lonesome.
There isn't any chance of his getting out of his cage, is there?
Out of his cage?
Yeah.
Mister, that cage is solid steel bars, 2 inches thick. Here we are. This is Jojo's car. There you are. That's Jojo.
Hey, aren't you coming in?
I'll be back. I got to see what's doing on the side.
You're sure it's all right?
Oh, sure. Jojo loves business. Stay as long as you like.
Well, that's Jojo, Jimmy. He's certainly big enough.
Boy, and how?
All right now, Jojo. All right, it's only us.
Mr. Kent, he's getting madder all the time. You don't suppose he can get out, do you?
I hope not, Jimmy. He may be as tame as that fellow said, but he might not know us for friends.
Mr. Kent, the cage door.
Something's gone wrong. The door swung open.
What do we do? He's getting ready to spring.
Quiet, Jimmy. Edge back toward the door. Don't make any sudden move. He isn't doing anything so far. He's making up his mind. I'll stay where I am.
Mr. Kent, the door. It won't open. It's locked.
Locked. It can't be. Shake it.
I tell you it is.
Look out, he's coming. Jimmy, make for the window. Jump right through. I'll hold him back. Quick.
Mr. Kent.
Quick, I'll help you. I'll break the glass. There. Out you go.
Now then, come ahead, Jojo. I don't know what's back of this. That door didn't go down by chance, but can't stop for that now. See what happens when a gorilla meets a Superman. Come ahead, Jojo. Sorry about this. I know you're just fooling, but it's mighty rough for anybody else. Don't bite. I'll have to pin your ears back. You can't do a thing to me, Jojo. This is just the beginning of what I'm going to do to you. Get back. I said back. All right, let's see how you bounce. Oh, now you're really angry, eh? All right, I've had enough. Back in your cage, Jojo. Back in your cage. I have to carry you there. Come on. I said, come on. You can't fight me, Jojo. No use. You can't do it. If you try fighting, you'll break your teeth. Here's your cage, Jojo. In you go. There. Quick now. Bolt the door back in place. There. That does it. Safe and sound in the cage. Now, where's Jimmy? Where's that brakeman? What's going on? We're moving. We've left the siding. Jimmy! Jimmy, where are you? Jimmy!
You there, boss?
I'm here, Balto. What's your report?
Something went wrong.
Wrong?
The gorilla got loose. The guy put the kid out the window, then he went to it with the gorilla.
Well?
Boss, he put him back in the cage.
What? Balto, you're a fool. It's not possible. But never mind that. There's something far more important. Where's the man Kent now?
Boss, listen. When he put the kid out the window, we was on the siding.
Yes.
Then we started up, and the kid got left. So the guy dropped off and went back.
What? Kent's not on the train? Are you sure?
I tell you, he's back in the middle of nowhere.
Good. This serves just as well. Now listen, Balto. Big things will happen in the next few days.
Huh? At Bridger Field?
At the field. I've just heard something, which I'll tell you when I see you. Hurry back, Balto. Hurry back and forget the boy and the man Kent. If they die in the desert, so much the better. Hurry, Balto. I have news when you get to Del Rio.
Here's my office, Kent. Close the door and pull up a chair. Where's young Jimmy?
I believe he went into Del Rio with one of your men. Jimmy's still young enough to be attracted by a circus.
I still don't understand how you and Jimmy finally got here.
I thought I told you. Jimmy got left on that siding, and I hopped off the train and went back to find him. And we just waited till the next freight came along and rode in on that. But about that gorilla...
You're lucky you're still alive to tell about it, Kent.
Don't I know it? That wasn't any accident, Hamlin.
What?
I say that wasn't any accident. That cage door was left unlatched, and whoever did it meant to do it.
Good heavens, Kent. Why?
Well, that's what I'd like to know myself. And also, why was our plane attacked in the air? Why did they come after us with machine guns?
No, it's mad. Perfectly mad. I've had traces out all over the country. That attacking ship has simply vanished. And yet we know it crashed. You said that, didn't you?
Oh, yes. Yes, it crashed, all right. But I'm not surprised it vanished.
You're not?
Hamlin, any power that could bring down 6 planes during their test flights right over this airport wouldn't have much trouble in disposing of a single plane out in the desert.
Can't think what you're saying.
I know what I'm saying, Hamlin. I'm absolutely convinced that the cause of the wrecks at Bridger Field is deliberate and human.
I beg pardon, sir.
Yes?
Radiogram just came in, marked urgent.
All right, Bailey, you needn't wait. Excuse me, will you, Kent, please?
Yes, certainly.
Yeah. This is news.
Am I allowed to ask?
We're being investigated now, all right? There's trouble ahead, Kent.
What do you mean?
Well, this says arriving Bridger 12:30, and it's signed Fuller.
Oh? Who's Fuller?
Oh, just the president of the National Air Service, that's all.
What? That Fuller?
Yeah, the president of the lines, Kent. He does things like this all the time. Flies his own plane wherever he goes. Supposed to keep us on our toes and have the big boss drop in by himself and unannounced. Matter of fact, that is... Oh, wait a moment. What's the time now?
12:15.
It's about 15 minutes more time than he usually gives us.
What's that? Your clock's out of whack.
No. That's the automatic radio warning. Weather report coming out of Del Rio.
Oh.
Switch it on, will you?
Sure. Don't you get weather reports from the government?
Oh, yeah, sure. We just use this as a check. Funny how often they don't check. Wait till it warms up. All right, here it comes.
Mexicali Broadcasting Station, Del Rio weather forecast for northern Sonora and Chihuahua. Important. Storm coming. Plane will meet arriving gales in next or possibly few hours or minutes. They should use precaution, for all are gale force. I will repeat. Weather forecast.
Oh, shut it off. He's out of his mind.
That's the dizziest line of talk I ever heard.
Well, to be fair to the fellow, you see, he's a Mexican translating into English as he goes along.
Oh.
But even then, there aren't any gales coming.
Oh, is he always that far off base?
Oh, no. Only on this really important stuff.
Uh-huh.
When he says important, you can almost bet he'll be wrong. Well, now, getting back to the trouble.
Yes, there are several mighty interesting points, Hamlin. For one thing, what happened to the motors? You remember you told me in the plane just before you got hurt that in every single one of the wrecks, when you got to them, you found the motors missing?
That's right. They simply vanished.
Well, how do you explain it?
Kent, I can't explain it. It's fantastic. Not possible.
I beg pardon, sir.
Yes, what is it, Bailey?
It looks like a dust storm coming up, sir.
Dust storm? Where's it coming from?
Over in the northeast, sir.
Hey, that's sort of bad, isn't it, Hamlin? What about Mr. Fuller?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. He has luck he'll get here just about the same time the storm does. And that'll be our fault, too. Go on out to the field, Bailey. I'll be right out. We're expecting a plane.
Very good, sir.
Come along, Kent. There's really a dust storm coming. It's something to watch.
All right. What are they doing with those planes?
Getting them under cover. Say, wait a minute. That does look like a storm at that, coming right down the valley.
Alan, I think you did that Mexican announcer an injustice.
Nonsense. He said gales, not dust storms.
Well, maybe in Mexican they're the same thing. Hey, that seems pretty terrifying. Is it as bad as it looks?
Well, it gets good and dark, and then everything is inches deep in dust.
Uh-huh.
Thank heavens we don't get many of them, though. What I'm really worried about is Fuller.
Well, he'll turn back when he sees it, won't he?
Him turn back? You don't know him.
How can he see to land?
He can't unless he gets here first.
When did he say he'd get here?
12:30, wasn't it? Must be pretty near that right now.
Is he prompt?
On the nose. Maybe sooner. Because if he's coming from the west, he's got a following wind.
What do you mean? The wind's with the storm, isn't it?
No, only near the ground. I haven't time to explain it all now.
Mr. Hamlin?
Yes?
There it is, plane coming in from the west.
Where? I don't see it.
Yeah, there it is. It's just a speck. It's growing all the time. Well, the fool, he can see what's happening. Why doesn't he turn back?
Hey, if he doesn't work fast, he'll meet the dust head on. It's coming down the valley hard, Hamlin. Say, there's some in the air already.
Can't you better get inside? Get under shelter. When it hits, it's bad.
I may do that.
It gets into your throat and your eyes. Wait a minute. Where is he now?
Coming fast, sir. I don't think he'll make it. The dust will get here before he can get down.
Bailey, warn the ambulance crew. Tell them to stand by for a crash.
Hamlin, he's lower. He's going to try to make it.
Oh, it's touch and go. Oh, we ought to go back. Look, he's down to 1,000 feet, and here comes the dust. Kent, you get back. Get inside the house.
Okay, Hamlin. This isn't my job. I'll see you later.
What's going on up there? What's happening?
Mr. Hamlin, sir. He's trying to bank. He's going back.
No, he'll never make it. Now he hasn't a chance. Baby, look.
Mr. Hamlin.
What the? He's in flames. He's burst into flames. Oh, it's just like all the others. He's on fire and he's going to crash. Emergency. Quick, run for it.
Not much time for this. Thank heavens for the dust storm. At least they think Clark Kent's still back in the house. Now for that plane. Up, faster, higher. Getting there. Oh, he's a fire, blazing. I was afraid of that. I thought they'd do it, whoever they are. Quick. Gotta catch that plane before it crashes. Yeah, here we are. Oh, what heat. Now then, right through the cabin. Fuller! Mr. Fuller!
Help! I can't see. Who's that?
He's out. Unconscious. Great heavens, it's like a furnace. Motor's on fire. Quick, over my shoulder. We're almost on the ground. Going to crash any second. Out, and away!
So, Mr. Fuller, you're sure you feel all right now?
Yes, certainly. Perfectly all right.
That was a nasty crash, Mr. Fuller.
I don't think I know this gentleman,
I
Hamlin.
beg your pardon, sir. He's the fellow that pulled you out of the wreckage. We didn't even know he was there.
Well, that wasn't anything.
He hadn't got you when he did, well...
Sir, I'm obliged to you.
He's Mr. Kent, sir. Clark Kent.
Mr. Kent, all I can say is thank you. Thank you very much. Now then, Hamlin, I'm here for two reasons. First, to find out what's been going on.
We'd like to know that ourselves, sir.
Disgraceful, absolutely disgraceful. What's it all about, eh?
Mr. Fuller, sir, we don't know. We haven't any idea. If I'd known you were coming, I'd have warned you off.
Warn me off, eh? Warn me off?
Well, sir, you saw what happened, even to you.
Precisely, and I shall stay here till the whole thing is solved. But that's not the most important thing, Hamlin.
No, sir?
Hamlin, this is Tuesday. Quite so. On Thursday evening, just 48 hours from now, or slightly more, this field will entertain a most distinguished visitor.
What? Distinguished visitor? Coming here?
Here and nowhere else. At the moment, I can't tell you who or what this visitor is. But if anything should happen here at the field...
But, Mr. Fuller, sir, really, he shouldn't come.
Shouldn't come?
No, under the circumstances, I can't be responsible. Why must he come to Bridger?
He's coming to Bridger for good and sufficient reason. I can't tell you any more than that, except that you will be responsible.
Well, Mr. Fuller, if you'll allow me a word, I think Mr. Hamlin is right.
Unfortunately, sir, this is a decision for ourselves. Not that I mean to be rude, you understand, Hamlin. You have 48 hours to make Bridger Field secure and prepare for our guest. That's all.
I beg pardon, sir.
No, not now, Bailey.
Mr. Kent, sir.
Yes?
It's the boy, sir, young Jimmy Olsen.
What? Is he hurt? Has anything happened?
No, sir, but he's back from Del Rio. Back from the circus, Mr. Kent. And he says he's got to see you right away. He says it's important for you to come whatever you're doing. He says he's got to see you.
Listen.
All right, Mr. Kent. I'll start talking. But first, who's the important visitor Mr. Fuller said was coming to Bridger Field?
Well, I'm not sure, Jimmy. Mr. Fuller wouldn't say, but you know what the National Air Service does?
They make planes, don't they?
Well, very special planes. They do a lot of experimenting. If I'm not mistaken, this visitor isn't a man at all. It's some brand new type of plane, and they're bringing it to Bridger Field because it's the most out-of-the-way place they can think of to test it.
Boy, that hitches up with what I found out at the circus.
What do you mean?
Well, I was sort of in an alleyway there by the tents.
Yeah?
When all of a sudden I saw that brakeman who was on the circus train, and he tried to grab me.
What did you do?
Boy, I lit out. I ducked around a bunch of wagons, and he never did find out where I went. And then came the next thing.
Go on.
Well, Mr. Kent, I pulled up alongside a little shack, I wanted to get my wind.
Yes?
All of a sudden, I heard a couple of guys talking inside. And they were talking about airplanes at Bridger Field.
They were? Who were they?
You wouldn't believe it, Mr. Kent. One of them was a circus strongman. They called him a Russian. His name was Fodor. And the other was Professor Hagen.
Hagen? Who's he?
He's the animal trainer. I saw him put on his act at the circus. That's how I knew. Hagen trains all the wild animals. And boy, is he good.
Yeah, well, never mind that. What were they saying?
You'd never believe it. I heard one of them mention Bridger Field.
Yes?
I think it was Hagen. Then I began to listen.
So, you say something is going to happen, Professor.
In a very short while, Fodor. Shorter even than they think at Bridger Field. And the fools, they think they have until the day after tomorrow. From information I've just received, they will have no longer than tonight.
No. Are you sure?
Not positive, Fodor. Merely sure enough to take all precautions. The final message will come later in the usual way.
You mean by radio. But tell me, Professor, what is this thing which happens at the airfield?
They think they've found something new, Fodor. Something in flying machines never before realized. And secret. So secret that not even the officials at Bridger Field know what comes. But I know, and I tell you now, Fodor, it will never come. It will go the way of all the others.
Tell me, Professor, why do you do this?
Why do I bring down the planes? Never mind why, my friend. We are well paid, you and I. That is all we need to know. The rest does not concern you, does it?
Oh, no. I just asked.
As I say, Fodor, I leave at once for the cabin in the hills. Your job will be to stay here and see that nothing goes wrong. Once I have arrived and arranged the new wiring, there will be no further occasion for the radio.
But until then, Professor...
Until then, later tonight, there may be one last message. I shall receive that wherever I happen to be. Now come, we've wasted too much time already. Come, Michael.
And that's all I heard, Mr. Kent.
Jimmy, I should say you heard plenty.
But, Mr. Kent, what does it all mean?
It means Professor Hagen, masquerading as an animal trainer in the circus, is responsible for all those plane accidents. But, Jimmy, what we need is proof. Without it, we can't do a thing. We don't even know what's going on. We only guess. What's Hagen actually doing? Where's this mysterious cabin in the hills? And above all, Jimmy, what's he going to do when he gets there?
I'm with you, Mr. Kent. Where do we start and when?
The minute we get to Del Rio. And as to where, well, I think we'll have a look at that shack in the circus grounds. Now, hang on, Jimmy. I'm going to tell our pal out in front to put on a little more speed. Well, it got dark in a hurry, all right. Good thing they're not giving a show tonight.
They're going to move out tomorrow. Maybe that's why.
Is this the shack?
Yep, this is it. Quiet, Mr. Kent.
Yeah, it sounds like a menagerie. We're right in the heart of the circus, all right, Jimmy.
We were lucky finding that hole in the fence. What about the shack, Mr. Kent?
I think it's empty. We'll see if the door's open.
What if they catch us?
We'll have to chance it. Oh, good. It's unlocked. Come on, Jimmy.
Gee, you were right, Mr. Kent. It is empty.
Close the door. We want to look around. Lucky I've got a flashlight.
Look there, Mr. Kent.
Yes, that explains the sudden disappearance of Hagen and the strong man. It's a trap door into the cellar, and it's open.
Golly, who'd have thought a little shack like this would have a cellar? Hey, Mr. Kent, are you going down there?
Certainly. Our scheming friends went down here. It's more than just a cellar. Why, there's a tunnel down here. Are you there, Jimmy?
I'm coming, Mr. Kent. Hey, it is a tunnel. Regular flight of steps. Where do you suppose we go?
Shh, not so loud. Come on, Jimmy. Keep close behind me.
Listen. That sounded like it came from down ahead.
I think it did. Our friend Professor Hagen built this shack right over the entrance to an underground cave. Come on.
Mr. Kent, which way do we go?
Don't you see? Toward that light. Come on, Jimmy. I think it opens out into a kind of a room or chamber in the rock.
What if there's somebody in there?
If there is, I hope it's Hagen. If what he said was true, there's not much time for fooling around. Come on.
Here's the room. Take it easy.
The whole place seems to be absolutely deserted. Wonder where they all are.
Gee, what's that?
Quiet.
Mexicali Broadcasting Station, Del Rio.
It's the radio.
Quiet, Jimmy.
Weather course forecast for northern Sonora and Chihuahua.
Give me a pencil. Quick.
Attention, please.
Thanks.
This is final report. Important storm coming. Special precautions obtained. Will meet arriving range near midnight. Set all master signals which say, take shelter. Must avoid wind. Not try to miss. That is all.
Gee, that was the dizziest stuff I ever heard. Did he say it was a weather report?
That's what he said, but I'm beginning to think... Look here, Jimmy. The men in the shack this afternoon, Hagen and Fodor. Didn't they say something about a radio?
Mr. Kent, someone's coming.
What? You're right. Down the stairway from the shack.
We've got to get out of here quick.
No, it's too late. We can't make it, Jimmy. They'd see us if we tried it now. Back.
Listen, what if they come right into this room?
Quiet. Got to chance that. Quick. I'll stay out in the open and risk it. Get in that closet.
No, I'll stay with you.
Don't argue, Jimmy. Slide in that closet. Keep the door closed.
Okay.
Remember, whatever happens, keep that door closed. Looks as though there might be something doing pretty soon. If there is, I don't want Jimmy around when Superman does his stuff. Whoever it is, he's coming this way. Right into this room.
Who is in there? If anyone is in the room of Professor Hagen... what you do here?
Oh, nothing. Just looking around.
What you do down here? How you get in?
Same way you did. Down the stairs.
You know who I am. I am Fodor, strongman.
Well, that's very interesting.
You down here where you do not belong. You thief. Very well. I show you what we do with thief.
Careful, Fodor. Don't get too close.
I been crowbar in naked hands. Maybe I show you how, yes?
Look out. I bend strong men. I'm warning you, Fodor.
This is what we do to thief. So.
Easy. Easy. You'll hurt your hand.
And I pick you up. I throw you through wall.
Oh, no. Not today, Fodor. On the other hand...
Hey, now, what you do? Hey, I catch you. Wait, I hit you a table.
Sorry, Fodor. Now it's my turn. And as I said, I bend strong men.
You will.
Double them up like jackknives. How's this for a starter? And now you're in the way. I think you said something about throwing me against the wall. Well, see how you like this. I think that takes care of Fodor. Now, back to Jimmy as Clark Kent.
All right, Jimmy. You can come out.
Hey, Mr. Kent, what happened? I heard terrible crashes.
Oh, just a little argument with your friend Fodor, the strong man. He's over there in the corner.
God, Mr. Kent, don't tell me you licked the strong man.
Well, didn't exactly lick him, Jimmy. He more or less tripped. Fell on his neck. That was the crash you heard.
Golly, he's out like a light. Hey, what are you doing?
Jimmy, there's no time to lose. If anybody heard that row, they'll be after us.
And if we expect to find anything here, we better start looking now.
No, not over there. Jimmy, we'll start looking right here.
Mr. Kent, what do you mean?
Jimmy, this piece of paper. I took down what that Mexican announcer said over the radio.
You did? What for?
Because maybe it's only a hunch. I can't be sure. No, it's not a hunch. I was right. Jimmy, look here. Look. Jimmy, if I'm not mistaken, this piece of paper here on the table is just what we're looking for.
What do you mean? What's on the paper, Mr. Kent?
It's that weather report we heard on the radio when we came in.
What of it?
Look here. Read it, Jimmy. Read it out loud.
Listen, Mr. Kent, no fooling. We haven't got time for that stuff.
I think we have. Read it.
Important storm coming. Special precaution for planes. Will meet arriving rains near midnight. Set all master signals which say take shelter. Must avoid wind. Not try to miss. That is all. What's it all about, anyway?
Make much sense?
I don't know. I suppose it's an ordinary weather report, all right.
I wonder. Now, listen to this. It's another report, one I heard at the airport just before the dust storm. And before Mr. Fuller's plane came in and went up in flames. Listen, Jimmy.
Mr. Kent, what about Fodor? He's beginning to move. Look.
He won't move far. Get this, Jimmy, and see if it means anything. Now, listen. Storm coming. Planes will meet arriving gales in next or possibly few hours or minutes. They should use precautions, for all are gale force. Now, what do you make out of that?
Not much, Mr. Kent. It sounds a lot like the other one.
Yes, doesn't it? And the funny part of it is that there haven't been any gales or rains or anything at all, except a dust storm, which he didn't even mention.
So what?
So these weather reports either aren't much good or they aren't weather reports at all. There's something else.
Mr. Kent, what do you mean?
I think it's a code, Jimmy. Now, let's see. Try crossing out every other word. Special.
No, that doesn't help.
What about every third word? Jimmy, I believe that's it. Look.
Mr. Kent, you got it. Gee whiz.
Take the first message here, the one I heard at the airport. If you take every third word, it reads, planes arriving next few minutes. Use all force. Great Scott.
Gee, that's it, all right.
Almost at once, President Fuller's plane did come in.
But it's his plane.
Oh, that's all right. They'd understand. Now for the other message, the one we just heard. Quick.
Look, Mr. Kent, this is a code, too. Special planes arriving midnight. Masters say must not miss.
You've got it. Do you understand what that code message means, Jimmy?
Well, it means there's a plane coming to Bridger Field. I can understand that much, and that somebody's being told to bring it down.
And you know what that plane is? It's the one Fuller spoke about. The special brand-new mystery ship, the one they've been experimenting on for months.
Gee whiz.
More than that, Hagen knows something that even Fuller doesn't know, Jimmy.
What is it?
That ship wasn't expected at Bridger Field till day after tomorrow. But apparently it's coming tonight. Tonight at midnight.
Mr. Kent, what are we going to do?
We're going to play it like this, Jimmy. You get back to Bridger Field as quick as you can. And I'll stay here.
Listen, you better come too, Mr. Kent.
No, there may still be something to find out. Hagen may come back. And if he does...
But he won't come back. He's gone. I heard him say so. He's going to take charge of wrecking the plane.
That's the one thing we don't know. We don't know where he is, but we can guess.
How?
Jimmy, it's somewhere up in the hills, with a direct view of Bridger Field. It must be. Come on.
Where are you going?
Get you out of here, up to the shack. Up you go, Jimmy.
Mr. Kent, I hate to run off and leave you like this.
Don't worry about me. Now, look here now, Jimmy. When you get to Bridger Field, find Hammond. Tell him what we found out. Tell him to get searching parties out and scour all trails into the hills. Get that?
I got it.
Tell him to find all the cabins he knows anything about, particularly the ones that look down on the field. And tell him to work fast.
I'll tell him.
Tell him that we think now their mystery plane is coming in at midnight. Tell him whatever he does, it's got to be before then. Now get going. Beat it.
So long, Mr. Kent. I'll hurry all I can.
Well, you have news, Fodor?
Professor, the man and the boy, they were here in the tunnels.
What? The man Kent? Where is he now?
He sent the boy away. He suspects something, Professor.
Let him. Is he still about?
I think he comes back. I think I hear something.
Very well. Listen now, Fodor. This time there must be no mistake. If that man leaves the tunnels, all my plans may be spoiled.
Yeah, I do my best.
Just beyond my chamber in the tunnels, you know what is there, Fodor.
Yeah, I know.
Be prepared. I shall help you. You will hear my voice over the wires. You will think I am the next room. He will break in. When he does that, Fodor...
I understand, yeah.
There must be no way out. Remember that. It must appear to be an accident.
Yeah, sure, he lost his way. I shall arrange it.
And just in case, remember, Fodor, he has been strangely successful before. Have a rifle ready.
A rifle, Professor. Yeah, he comes. I hear him in the tunnel.
That is all. Go, Fodor. Go quickly before he finds you and see what happens to him now.
I get my hands on the professor. Or if I don't, my friend Fodor will do. What the... Where is he? I left him right there in the corner. Fodor! Where are you? No use hiding. Fodor!
Fodor is no longer where you can reach him, my friend.
Who's that? Who are you? Where's that voice coming from?
I am the one whose plans you would like to know. I am Hagen, Mr. Kent.
Loudspeaker, that's what it is. Must be somewhere right nearby. Well, if I find him...
I'm not far off. Merely in the next room.
Next room. And we'll just see how strong the walls are. I'm through the walls. Where are you, Hagen? Great Scott, it's a regular cabin. What the... Tigers. Bengal tigers. Going to spring, eh? All right, spring. Got you. One of these hands. Don't try to claw me. It can't be done. Oh, all right. If you want to get up, see how you like this. And this. And this. There now. Run along home. Go on, scat. What? Now it's bullets, eh? Tigers don't work. Why, it's my old friend Fodor. Well, no use, Fodor. Bullets just bounce. Someday I may tell you why, but meantime I want to talk with you. Don't run off, Fodor. Wait, you can't get away.
Stop there. You let me go. Put me down.
Where's Hagen, Fodor?
Hagen, I do not know. Now, you stop it. Wait.
Quick, where is he? I won't be so gentle next time.
I'm here somewhere in cabin.
I know that. But where?
I do not know. He never told me.
What?
No, that is all I know. He never say where cabin is. Only up in hills. That is where he is now.
Well, what about his voice? I heard his voice.
Wires. He fixed wires when he gets there. He hear everything.
All right. And maybe he'll hear this. I'm coming for you, Hagen. I'm going to get you. And meanwhile, if you hurt the boy...
No. Hagen has not got boy. He said that to make you mad.
Oh, he did, eh? And you've certainly succeeded. I'm coming, Hagen. I'll search every mountain around Bridger Field, and when I find you...
Plain. Hagen go up there to get Plain.
I know. And it's coming at midnight. That means there isn't much time. Look out for yourself, Hagen. Here I come.
So it works well. Most instructive, eh, Carl?
What is it, Professor? What exactly does it do?
Yeah, if the capable Pedro were here, he could show you to the Queen's State.
Why did you send him back to Del Rio?
Back to Del Rio? By no means, Carl. Merely down the trail to operate the signal devices.
You think there is someone coming?
I'm quite sure of it. Thanks to that interfering newspaper man, Mr. Clark Kent.
What will you do?
I believe he sent out a party to scour the trails above Bridger Field by Muleback.
Professor, if they do that, they'll find the cabin.
Here? Rest easy, Carl. Much will happen before they reach here. Now, see? Watch what occurs when I focus the machine.
I see nothing at all. Professor.
Yes?
What does the teleflame do?
That is my secret, Carl. It stretches out into the dark, silently, invisibly, till it meets the metal of the plane's engine.
Then what?
Then heat. Terrific heat. 10 times hotter than the electric arc. The metal is made white hot, then incandescent. Then it gives way and disappears in the form of gas. It is gone, Carl. Completely gone.
That's why they found the no motors in the wrecks.
Just so. And it is also why they will find no trace of this mystery ship at all. It will vanish completely, Carl, like a puff of smoke in the wind. In something less than 9 minutes. Now, stand by again while I make another adjustment. But be careful, my friend. Be careful to keep well out of range. Now.
Watch out, Jimmy. Don't try to guide the mule.
I'm not, Mr. Hamlin.
He knows more about these trails than you do. Now, wait, let's pull up under there. Oh, Roy. Whoa.
You think we ought to stop, Mr. Hamlin? How much time is there?
Wait till I take a look at my watch, Jimmy. 8 minutes to 12.
Gee, if that's right, Mr. Hamlin, we gotta keep going. There isn't time to stop.
We're doing all we can. Say, Jimmy, did Kent tell you just where to find this cabin?
No, he wasn't sure. He said it was someplace that overlooked the field.
Oh, then we're on the right track. Up ahead away, we'll find the shack.
Mr. Hamlin, come on. We've got to find the cabin.
Take it easy, boy. Hurrying will just get us killed. Can't take these narrow trails at a gallop.
Where are we? Where have we got to?
Wait a minute, let's see. We're on what's called the chasm trail. Right up ahead is the narrowest part of it. You see where the moonlight shines against the rock?
Golly, it looks plenty narrow.
And it is. It's sort of a shelf. Sticks out over nothing. Now, what about it? Are you game to try it?
If it'll stop what's going to happen down there in our field, I'll try it. Listen, Mr. Hamlin, what about the others? Where do you think they've got to?
The other trail parties? Well, one of them took the hogback, and the third went around by Sunset Canyon.
Are there cabins up there, too?
Yes, indeed, and they all have a view of the field.
Well, come on, let's get going, Mr. Hamlin. If there is anything up there, we've got to find it in the next 7 minutes.
Better let me go ahead, Jimmy. Especially when we get to the shelf.
All right, but I'll be right behind.
Be careful now. If your mule loses his footing, throw yourself against the rocks on the inside of the trail.
Is he apt to do that?
Well, no, but then you never can tell. It's a long way down. Now watch it, Jimmy. Here's the shelf. Just follow right straight along and don't look down.
I couldn't anyway. It's too dark to see much, except where the moonlight is. Golly, it's narrow.
All right. Come on, Jimmy. Don't stop. We want to get off this place. The cabin's just up ahead away.
Mr. Hamlin, how far is it across the shelf?
400 or 500 yards. Oh, keep going.
Mr. Hamlin, listen.
Huh?
What's that noise?
What? It's a slide. There's a rock slide up on the mountain. Get going, Jimmy. From the sound, it might be coming right down here.
But where are we going, Mr. Hamlin?
Right on ahead. It's quicker than going back.
No, we can't do it. Look, something just came down right on the trail. Boulders, big ones.
Get back against the rock.
Mr. Hamlin, it's coming straight for us.
Get off that mule. Quick, Jimmy. Now duck behind him. That's the way. That's it. Now quick. All right against the rock. Hurry up, quick.
It's coming.
Down from the top of the mountain hurtles the mass of rock and earth. But suddenly another sound fills the air. A great rushing of wind. Superman comes streaking over the trail.
What? It's Jimmy. Jimmy and Ed Hamlin. They're right under that slide. Down. Here she comes. If I can divide that slide right here, it'll jump the shelf and never touch them. Now! right in the middle. Oh. It's working. It's dividing. They're going to be all right. Oh, going right over their heads. Now for Hagen. There's just time to stop him before midnight. Up, and away.
Almost ready now. What's the clock say, Carl?
2 minutes to 12.
2 minutes to go. 2 minutes more, my Carl, and we earn our pay.
Professor, is there any sign yet of the plane?
Oh, not yet.
Will it be on time, do you think?
I think so. If what I've heard is true, it flies to the split second.
Machine.
Yes?
Is it ready?
Quite ready, Carl. When the plane appears, I start the teleflame in operation. Once started, it will do its work wherever it is pointed. But mind, my friend, keep out of its way.
Professor.
Yes?
Look. Up there in the west.
Lights. Wing lights of a plane, Carl. That's it. It's coming. Just a few seconds more now till it gets above the field.
It's coming like a lightning bolt. Professor Hagen, what speed? Look.
And when it hits the Hagen teleflame, it will be even more like a lightning bolt, Carl. It will burst into flames like a meteor. Now I start it. I start the teleflame.
I hear it. I hear it flying.
No, don't be ridiculous. You can't hear it this far off. You hear the teleflame.
No, it's not the teleflame. It's something else. Right over our heads. Professor, look. Look.
Now then, the plane is above the field. Good thing the moon is up so we can see. Now watch, Carl. Watch.
Professor, there's a man. A man in the sky right over us. Here he comes.
Drop that machine. Shut it off.
Who's that? Carl, stop him. Get him.
I said stop that machine.
Professor, look out. Quick.
Too late, my friend. Now.
No, it's not too late. Just watch this, Hagen.
He's got the machine.
Carl, stop him. Shoot him.
He's turning it around.
Stop.
Now then.
He's pointing it at us.
Got it. The whole cabin is coming down. Look out, Carl. Look out, Carl. Shoot him.
Oh, stop, Jimmy. Pull up. Oh, boy, that was a narrow escape.
Gosh, that rock slide almost got us, Mr. Hamlin. What about the cabin? Where is it?
Never mind the cabin. Look down the valley. Toward the field, Jimmy. Look.
The plane. I see its lights. The plane.
And look. She's circling for a landing. She's coming down.
Mr. Hamlin, what if she goes up now? What if she catches fire? The cabin. Make for the cabin.
No. It's too late for that. She's got a chance at it. Wait a minute. Look. Jimmy, look. Look, they're down. They've made it. They've landed, and they're safe, Jimmy. They're safe.
Hi there. Did I hear voices?
Ken, Mr. Ken. Golly, where did you come from?
Off the other trail. Did you see what happened?
Oh, Ken did. We just watched it. The plane's safe and sound at Bridger Field.
But the cabin, Mr. Ken. What about the cat?
Oh, the cabin. It's right up ahead. I've just come from there.
You have? Well, what about Professor Hagen?
Was he there? Did he have a machine?
Oh, yes. Yes, he was there, all right. And he had his machine.
All right. Then what happened?
Hamlin, I don't know. Something must have gone wrong. Instead of hitting the plane, Hagen's machine hit Hagen and then destroyed the cabin. Whatever it was, it's gone now. Hagen and his machine are finished forever.
Ken, are you sure of that?
Absolutely positive. It's a promise. And now what do you say we get back down there and see what this mystery ship looks like, eh? Jimmy and I have a swell story to file for our paper back east.
Oh, boy, I'll say we have. Let's go, Mr. Ken.
Just in the nick of time, Superman saves the day. The mystery plane, last word in man's conquest of the air, rests safely at Bridger Field. And Clark Kent scores a tremendous scoop. But there's another assignment on the way. Even as he speeds eastward again with Jimmy, a strange and unbelievable mystery takes form ahead of him. Tune in next time and follow the story of Superman.
Up in the sky. Look! It's the bird.
It's a plane!
It's Superman!
Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Action Comics magazine.